The War from Mexico and Stories from Mexico brings you the news from Mexico from July 28th to August 9th. Today, in this video, we're talking about how CJ&G was showing off a video about them in Michoacan. They're showing off a display of power, I guess. We're talking about how Los Chapitos financial operator known as El Tío was captured. Also, we're talking about how some trucks of PepsiCola were destroyed by the Cartel del Golfo. That's bad business for the territory of Tamaulipas with PepsiCola, obviously. We have an explosive manufacturing facility was dismantled. Cartel de los Reyes, their boss, he was captured. He had a $5 million price on him, and he was finally captured. 2 people were unalive, and 5 were injured in a bar in Morelos. A car bomb detonated in Zacatecas, and we end off the news with something you guys probably have heard about, but the streamer from Sinaloa, Cesar Gastalum, he was unalived and it was captured live on Kick. We're not showing you the video here, of course. You can probably see it somewhere else, or you've probably seen it already. Horrible, horrible what happened to him. Horrible news for his family. Horrible news from Mexico all around. It's always bad in Mexico. But today, we're bringing you the news. Let's get it. Okay, first of all, we're talking about the video from CJ&G that's circulating. A new video that's being linked to suspected members of the Jalisco New Generation cartel has begun circulating on social media, showing armed men in tactical gear and carrying high caliber weapons outside a Farmacia Guadalajara, allegedly that's in Cotija, Michoacan, thereby highlighting the insecurity in the municipality itself. In the nighttime, the video was recorded by groups of individuals that are being reported to be from the CJ&G. They're standing in the town center, so they're like in the downtown area of the town without any care. The footage shows the men wearing tactical gear, and in some cases they're carrying long guns. Some are carrying long guns, and they flaunt their presence in the territory and they signal their control over their area. The footage follows another video released recently also showing an armed group in Cotija, Michoacan, which is also linked to the CJ&G, that's being linked to a Cartel Jalisco cell that's being led by El Tío Laco. El Tío Laco is allegedly leading these people that are terrorizing Cotija, Michoacan. Regarding the previous recording, the governor Alfredo Ramirez Bedoya stated that he is trying to maintain the peace and take care of everyone. So he's trying to clean up everything, allegedly. But it's not looking good. I'll leave you guys the video. Look at it. Look at it here, guys. Okay, let's move on. Los Chapitos financial operator, also known as El Tío, was captured in Mazatlan, Sinaloa. We have another Tío here that was captured now. The other one's wanted, but this one was captured. Okay, Mexican federal forces captured Ricardo Osuna Tirado, alias El Tío, a key financial operator and leader of Los Chapitos cell during an operation in the upscale of El Cid subdivision of Mazatlan, Sinaloa on Saturday, July 25th, 2026. The operation was carried out by the Mexican Navy, working with the Secretary of Security and Citizen Protection and the Attorney General Office. 2 luxury properties were raided, netting 6 arrests, including the 49-year-old male known as El Tío. Mexican media reports El Tío was wanted by the United States Drug Enforcement Agency. In addition to the arrest, authorities seized two firearms magazines, ammunition, $100,000 in cash, cell phones, computers, and two high-end vehicles. According to Mexican authorities, Santiago is a principal leader and financial operator of a criminal cell aligned with Los Chapitos, the faction led by the sons of Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, that operates in the municipality of La Cruz de Elota in the southern part of Sinaloa. But now they're vulnerable. This guy was captured, and now they might need to look for somebody else to put ahead. So yeah, these are the other five people that were arrested with him. The Chapitos cartel, that cell of the Sinaloa cartel, they're done for. I don't even know what they're fighting for no more. If anything, they should honestly just say they're done and just like go to the United States embassy and turn themselves in, honestly, because they're gonna get killed over there in Mexico. The Mayos, they're after them. They're they're going after everyone, honestly. And you guys are seeing what's going down there in Sinaloa. They're targeting everyone, streamers, social media influencers. Everyone's a target, honestly. So them doing all of these things, and the Mexican government's after them heavy as well. I don't know how they're gonna end up. Let's move on to the next news. Over here we have Cartel del Golfo. They're Escorpiones. They did an attack on PepsiCola under delivery vehicles in Matamoros, Tamaulipas. They burned them. On Tuesday morning, a serious fire broke out within the parking lot of the PepsiCola and Sabritas facility in Matamoros, Tamaulipas, eventually destroying 57 delivery trucks. The exact causes of the fire has not been publicly confirmed by authorities, but is most likely relating to extortion demands from Escorpiones faction of the Gulf Cartel in Matamoros. You guys know nothing of this just happens because it happens. These trucks are always well protected, they're always well maintained. Obviously, somebody did this fire, somebody caused this fire. The fire broke out at the Pepsi Cola distribution facility in the southern part of Matamoros around 2 a.m. on July 27th. Firefighters and security forces responded to the scene and were able to keep the flames from damaging the Pepsi building, while local emergency officials reported 57 delivery vehicles as damaged. So yeah, as you guys can see, it was a very, very big fire. These fires just don't happen just because. Obviously, somebody caused this fire. Even if there was a security guard there, something, what can he do? They have big weapons. Security guard can't really do nothing. Tragic news for the city of Matamoros because Pepsi Cola is now gonna be too happy to do business with them. Here you guys can see some explosive manufacturing facility that was dismantled in Guadalupe y Calvo as part of an ongoing efforts to strengthen the security and restore order and peace in the mountain region. Agents of the State Investigation Agency attached to the Southern Zone District Prosecutor's Office coordinated with personnel from the Secretaría of Defense to locate and destroy an explosive storage and manufacturing site. The operation took place in the locality of San Pedro Chinatu in the municipality of Guadalupe y Calvo. During ground patrols, operational personnel identified the site and that was allegedly being used by criminal activities, and they seized hundreds of materials, tools, components, and supplies believed to be used for production and manufacture of improvised explosive devices, also known as IEDs. The seized items included various components such as containers, reactive substances, power supply systems, initiation and activation mechanisms, and connection and assembly materials, as well as some completed homemade mortars. They already had something ready. Following the completion of the inspection procedures and securing the evidence, the facility was destroyed and rendered unusable in accordance with established safety protocols, thereby preventing its continued use for the manufacture of such devices. The State Attorney General Office, through the State Investigation Agency and in close coordination with the authorities across various levels of government, reaffirmed its commitment to combating crime head on and ensuring the public safety. Those are very good news, and hopefully they actually do go after these manufacturing facilities of IEDs in the country of Mexico. I am going to be making a video soon in Stories from Mexico about how other military personnel from other countries are teaching people from Mexico how to make IEDs and drones to do domestic terrorism in the country of Mexico. The leader of Cartel de los Reyes was captured, and it sparked some blockades and shootouts in Michoacán. Cartel de los Reyes, the boss, Alfonso Fernández Magallón Poncho La Quiringua was his nickname. He was captured in an operation by Mexican security forces in the town of Imparacuaro in Los Reyes de Salgado, Michoacán. His capture sparked roadblocks and vehicles were set on fire in various parts of the municipality of Los Reyes and Periban, Michoacán. Fernández is the head of the Cartel de los Reyes, a faction of Carteles Unidos with a presence in the municipalities of Cotija de la Paz, Tocumbo Los Reyes, de Salgado, Buenavista Tomatlán, and Periban de Ramos, Michoacán. Mexican authorities accuse him of various crimes including vehicles, theft, kidnapping, extortion, and drug trafficking. According to Mexican authorities, he is a collaborator of Juan José Farias Alvarez, El Abuelo, the head of the Cartel de Tepalcatepec. It's interesting to me how he is allegedly the boss of Cotija de la Paz in Michoacán. But you guys saw how Cotija is being so dangerous right now with CJ and G being there. Fernandez was indicted in the District of Columbia with drug conspiracy offenses and firearm offenses in July 2023 and was wanted by the U.S. Homeland Security investigations for drug-related offenses. He had a reward up to $5 million. Now, he was captured in Mexico and he might be extradited to the United States. 2 people are dead and 5 were injured in an attack on an opening night of a bar in Cuernavaca, Morelos. A group of gunmen killed 2 people and injured 5 more. According to authorities, the attackers entered the bar on Avenida Otilio Montaño around 12 a.m. on August 2nd and fired indiscriminately at those inside of the bar. 7 victims were taken to a hospital with gunshot wounds. 2 of them were dead and 5 of them were injured. The attack is similar to an event in April 2026 when 8 people were killed during an armed attack at a bar in the community of Ananecuilco, municipality of Ayala, Morelos. That attack also occurred on the bar's opening night. These attacks are most likely linked to extortion pressure from local criminal groups who demand regular payments, as well as the right to sell drugs on site if a bar refuses to pay or is controlled by a rival criminal group. It becomes a target as well. 1 police officer is dead and 2 are injured after a car bomb ambush in Luis Moya, Zacatecas. 1 police officer was killed and 2 others were injured when a criminal group detonated a car bomb as their patrol vehicle drove by in Luis Moya, Zacatecas last Friday. This is at least the second car bomb attack this year in this region, as a criminal group used another car bomb to attack the police station in March of 2026. The attack occurred on Friday night when Police Estatal Preventiva police officers aboard of a patrol car were responding to a report of an abandoned vehicle on a dirt road between the communities of Julian Adame and Barranquilla. The security sources told Proceso that as the patrol passed by the site, a vehicle loaded with explosives, which had been placed and detonated by the attackers, exploded. The attackers fled before reinforcement security forces could arrive and provide help and capture them, of course. The following day, a shootout between Fuerza de Reacción Inmediata de Zacatecas, also known as FRIZ, and a group of gunmen left 5 criminals dead in Noria del Agostadero, a town located in the mountainous area shared by the Zacatecas municipality of Calera de Victor Rosales and Jerez de García Salinas. In March 2026, a criminal group detonated a car bomb outside the municipal police headquarters in Luis Moya, Zacatecas, injuring 3 officers, damaging the station, and disrupting power in parts of the town. The attackers fled as well towards Aguascalientes, where they could no longer be captured because that's another state, of course. So yeah, you guys are seeing this. It's scary. It's scary what's going down there. You know, imagine just being a police officer, just trying to do your job, and you just get blown up by a car bomb. It's interesting to me how CJ&G is using these drones and these mines, you know, these explosive mines and these explosive drones. And then we have over here the Mayos. They use a lot of car bombs. I don't know why they use a lot of car bombs, but they do use a lot of car bombs over there in the Sinaloa region, Zacatecas. It's a lot of car bombs. And we know the Sinaloa cartel, Los Mayos, they're in power down there. We're ending off the video with the news of Cesar Gastelum. He got killed live on Kick. It was horrible. If you guys seen it, you guys seen that it was very, very bad. Very bad how the news are just putting it out there without just even caring, you know. They just whatever, just put it out there. But you know, Cesar Gastelum, it was an interesting character. He would always be a kind of like a funny guy. He would always make these videos about how he would, you know, just use cartel slang, and you know, he would carry around sometimes like a tabla, where it's in Mexico, cartel members, they use that to hit people. He would do that. He would also have a lot of hats supporting Mayisa, but he would also support the Chapisa. So it's unclear to me who even targeting him, because they're also saying that he was supporting this guy known as the Cuatro por Uno, like an operational group, and he was like supposedly good friends with El Meño, but there's also rumors that he was good friends with El Nini, but it's just unclear to me. What I am going to say is this: these people, these influencers down there in Mexico, they don't have a choice. If the cartel tells them that they have to support them, they have to do this idea, they have to push a narrative, they have to, you know, they have to. Otherwise, this is what's gonna happen to them. They get killed, sadly. And even if they push the narrative of a cartel, another cartel is gonna target them. It's very, very bad. We talked about it in Stories from Mexico. We made a video about Marquitos Toys. We're gonna make a video soon about this guy. Sad ending, sad story what happened to him. But let's read this little article that Borderland Beat made. This is Borderland Beat. I am not making this accusations. This is Borderland Beat, okay, guys? Borderland Beat is making these accusations. I am just reading the article. The article is titled as next. Again, this is Borderland B. Borderland B made this article, and it's titled Lights Out with a Distracted Mayisa Supporter. It appears that Cesar Gastelum, an alleged Mayisa supporter, wasn't as concerned about his safety as he should have been during the recording of a live transmission. One of the men who accompanies him expresses his concern about the two males who suddenly drove by them on a motorcycle. His intuition tells him that something is off about the encounter. Gastelum doesn't miss a beat in trying to downplay the significance of what just happened. Going forward with the interview is more important to him. Unbeknown to him, the men on the bike are assassins from the Chapitos mob, and that first interaction was nothing more than a confirmation that had to be made between the duo before firing the weapon. That's the article that Borderland B made. Now, this article does have a lot of things that are not true. You know, they're saying the Chapitos mob sent out the hit, but we don't know if the Chapitos mob sent out the hit. It's not confirmed. It's not confirmed. And second of all, they say that the other person was not feeling that safe about the people in the motorcycle, and he expresses himself. He made a comment. He was like, "Oh, these people are scaring me." He actually made a comment in Spanish. He's like, "Oh, estos tipos me dan miedo." But it's not his friend. It's actually Cesar himself saying that. So Cesar himself actually predicted his death. It's pretty sad. Pretty sad what happened. But yeah, guys, this is the end of the news for this week. Sad news all around. Check out Stories from Mexico. We're making more videos over there. Making more videos. We're pushing it out. Thank you for the new subscribers. We're blowing up on this YouTube channel. We're going up. Thank you so much. I'm so happy. I'm so glad. We're gonna go up.